Hi everyone, I'm Landon. I use he, they pronouns. I'm 21 years old and a junior at the College of New Jersey, and I'm also a member of the HiTOPS Young Adult Spot. The Young Adult Spot is a group of LGBTQ plus young adults aged 18 to 24 who want to make a difference in our community. We complete volunteer and advocacy projects that increase the quality of life and health across all LGBTQ plus youth in New Jersey. This video is one of those projects. We spoke with queer youth across New Jersey to find out how their education and lives at school could be improved, and we learned a lot. One of the biggest responses we received was about sexual health education in schools. We realized that the best way for us to help was by creating this video to let you know what we learned and how we can improve sexual health education across schools, not just for LGBTQ plus youth, but for all students. I hope after this video you understand the importance of having LGBTQ plus inclusive sex education taught in schools. Over the next few minutes, we'll provide important data and personal experiences that highlight how inclusive sex education supports all students. At the end, we'll provide you with actionable ways that you can support making a difference. I hope you enjoy this special educational production of the HiTOPS Young Adult Spot. Bye.
Primarily, sex education today is too clinically focused and is based on cisgender, heterosexual bodies, relationships, and identities. It ignores the natural diversity of bodies and does not teach about LGBTQ+ identities and relationships. But unfortunately, this representation is not reflected, as only 8.2% of LGBTQ+ students have ever received sex education in school that's inclusive to them. It's clear that inclusive sex education is absent or minimal, and because of this, youth are left to educate themselves. In this graph, data from Planned Parenthood shows the frequency of people searching online for information. As shown, it is much more common for LGBTQ+ people to be searching online for these topics, which demonstrates that LGBTQ+ people more often must fill gaps in education because they do not receive useful or accurate information in sex education. With LGBTQ plus people relying more on online information, there's a challenge to navigate what online sources are reliable. Yes, online connections and information for a vast majority of LGBTQ plus youth can help their well-being. However, 88% of youth said online information and the misinformation that could be out there can also negatively impact their well-being. With data from the Trevor Project, this graph shows us that both LGBTQ plus youth and transgender and non-binary youth receive the most support online, followed by at school. Most importantly, only half and less than half of the youth identify school as an affirming space. If inclusive sex education was taught in schools, teachers and students would help raise this percentage of how many students feel affirmed at schools. Ultimately, this learning must be included in schools' curriculums because school is a vital space for identity exploration and peer socialization. This means that when schools foster affirming spaces, like by implementing inclusive sex education, LGBTQ plus youth can explore their identity and relationships freely, as classmates will also learn about these identities without judgment. Thank you again for joining us today for the Trans Youth Forum, and thank you for watching this video. Feel free to check out our sources in further detail and reach out to us at HiTOPS with any questions.